circle all around the campfire. Come on. Oh, no, don't touch the fire. What's that? All right, very good. All right, I've got a story in here. Oh, I got lots of goodies in here. All right. Now, I know that it's morning, but we're still going to sit around our campfire and hear some good stories. What do you guys like to do at camp besides hear a story? Sing, sleep. What do you like to do? Eat s'mores. Okay. Well, maybe after our story we can roast some marshmallows. I'm going to tell you a story about a man who didn't know what he liked to do, and he kind of was bored. He was also kind of a silly man, and but he had some good things going on. He lived in a beautiful log cabin in the woods, and it was real peaceful, and he had plenty of wood for his fires. But he felt unlucky because he was so bored. So one day he went to a wise old woman, and he said to her, "Why am I so unlucky? How can I improve my luck?" She said to him, "You must go and visit God and ask him that question." The man said, "Well, where do I find God?" "Travel to the west until you reach the end of the world. There you will find God," she said. So the man set out to ask God why he was not lucky. He walked for a day, he walked for a week, he walked for a month, he walked for a year, until he came to a clearing in the woods surrounded by wolves. And on one side of the clearing there were vicious wolves, and on the other side there was one lone scrawny wolf. So he decided to walk over on the side of the scrawny wolf instead of the vicious wolves. And as he passed by, he asked the scrawny wolf, or the scrawny wolf asked him, "Where are you going, man?" And the man said, "I'm going to visit God. Ask him why I have no luck." "Interesting," the wolf said. "If you find God, can you ask him why I am so scrawny and not as strong and vicious as my brothers?" The man said, "Of course I can." And he walked off. He walked for a day. He walked for a week. He walked for a month. He walked for a year. Until he came to a beautiful wood with beautiful tall trees. Except for one tree. It was kind of scrawny and short and had withering branches. And as he passed by this tree, the tree asked him, "Where are you going, man?" The man said, "I'm going to find God and ask him why I have no luck." And the tree said, "Wow, that's fascinating. Can you ask God why I'm not as tall and beautiful and have lovely leaves like my brothers over here?" And the man said, "Of course I can. When I come back, I will tell you the answer." And so he walked on, and he walked for a day. He walked for a week. He walked for a month. He walked for a year. Until he came to a lovely clearing by a pool that was fed by a stream. And there was a house. And out of the house came a lovely young woman. And lovely smells were coming from this house, because she was cooking a wonderful dinner. She asked the man, "Well, where are you going?" The man said, "Well, let me tell you where I'm going and where I've been. But first, may I have some of that lovely food that I'm smelling for your home?" So she invited him in, and they had a lovely dinner together, and he told her his story. She said, "Wow, that's really interesting. When you see God, when you meet God, can you ask him why I'm so lonely?" The man said, "Of course I can. I would be happy to ask God that." So after he got up from his bountiful meal, he walked on. He walked for a day. He walked for a week. He walked for a year, until he And at the edge of the hilltop, God was sitting on a cloud, fishing. And he said to God, God, why am I so unlucky? And God looked up at him and said, you have all the luck you need. It is all around you. You just don't notice it. Be more observant, and you will find your luck. This made sense to the man, and he began to ask God all the other questions from the people and the animal and the trees that he met along the way. But God stopped him and said, no, I know all the questions you have because I know everything. And he leaned over to the man and he whispered the answers into his ear and sent him on his way. So the man walking back on his long journey toward his cottage in the woods. And he came to the woman at the clearing by the brook. And he said, well, I know why you're lonely. You must get married. And she said, of course, that's right. I should get married. Will you marry me? Said the beautiful woman to the man. And the man said, no, I can't marry you. I have to go find my luck. But the first nice man that I see, I'll send him right back to you. And he walks on. And he gets to the beautiful wood with the tree that was scrawny. And he said to the small tree, I know why you're not growing as tall and lovely as your brothers. God told me that there is a treasure buried under your roots in a chest, and it's blocking the nutrients from you. And the tree said, of course. Well, there's a shovel over there that some workmen left. Can you grab it? If you dig it up and I can get my nutrients, you can keep all the treasure inside the chest. The man said, oh, I can't do that. I gotta go find my luck. But the first strong man that I see, I'll send him back to you to get the treasure. So he walked on his way. And he comes to the clearing with the wolves. And there's still the vicious wolves on the one side and the scrawny wolf on the other side. And the man walks over to the scrawny wolf and he says, I know why you're so scrawny. You don't eat enough. So you need to eat the first stupid thing that comes your way. And the wolf did. Yeah, thanks for hearing my story, guys. Good listening.
Okay, you can go back.